Part 5. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 41. The assistant shook his head and put Sci-Fi's information aside. After all, Sci-Fi is still an artist under FemaleMedia, a leader in the entertainment industry. It is not very good to throw it away directly. After the assistant grouped all the registration forms, they put them away and locked them in the cabinet. At 6 o'clock in the evening, Sci-Fi came out of the training base on time. Not far from the base, a black car was parked. Because the version of the car is very low-key and does not have any nameplate, people passing by don't pay much attention. Seeing the girl come out, Feng San immediately opened the car door. "Miss Si, Brother Ju asked me to pick you up." Sci-Fi stepped forward, bent over, and got into the car. "Go, Sansan." Feng San twitched the corners of his mouth and quickly started the car. 30 minutes later, the car arrived at the villa. "Hey, isn't Tang Tang here?" Sci-Fi walked in, looked around with his head. "Go back." Yuzian hummed lightly, "I ran out to go shopping." Sci-Fi sighed, "It's great to be young, but when you're old, you won't have the motivation to walk." She woke up this time, 6 years younger. Once she was 18 again, this was the only place that could comfort her. Feng San looked at Sci-Fi extremely strangely, feeling complicated. He is 25 years old and hasn't said that he is old yet. Miss Si already has the mentality of an elderly person at the age of 18? Yuzian read the document in her hand and raised her head. "Come and find me for something. I'll take a look at your leg muscles and nerves." Sci-Fi walked up to him and sat down, took out medical gloves and put them on. "As for me, I'll prescribe the right medicine." Yuzian lowered her eyes, her light amber pupils were still emotional. "Please." She rolled up his trouser legs, exposing the man's slender legs. Smooth lines, lean muscles. Neither muscular men are stout nor thin, just right. It is the perfect body type to dress thin and undressed. Sci-Fi put on medical gloves, moved up along his ankle, and pressed it gently. "It's not my illusion, your muscles are really good." Her touch was so clear that she could feel it through the glove. As if something was ignited, it was about to explode. Yuzian's eyes darkened suddenly, and her voice became a little more serious. "Don't move." "Huh? Isn't it uncomfortable here?" Sci-Fi said, but subconsciously clicked again because of occupational disease. SHH. The next second, her wrist was held by him. The coldness brought by the skin contact made her fingers move a little. But he just blocked her movements, very gently. He seemed to sigh softly, "Don't touch it." Understood. Sci-Fi finally came to a realization. "You are too sensitive here, I won't move." Yuzian's vision darkened. But nothing was said. "Okay, then I'll give you an example." Sci-Fi dragged a certain pixie out of his bag and pulled up one of its front legs. "Look, I'm going to give you this part of the thigh first. Treat. Noob. Dog owners are getting more and more dogs. Why bully its short fat legs now?" Yuzian propped her elbows, her eyes returning to light. He nodded. "What's the point?" "This sentence is the same as what the old guys from the Divine Doctor League said. Your leg disease is very strange, and it's different from other acquired disabilities." Sci-Fi frowned. "It's strange that you have been disabled for many years, but your muscles have not atrophied." Yuzian didn't move, and smiled back. "I will exercise. That's why it's difficult." Sci-Fi rubbed his chin, "But if I do what I say, I will definitely cure you." After a round of inspection, Sci-Fi also made new discoveries, and recorded some key points in the notebook. Yuzian was still sitting on the sofa, her breathing was not disturbed. He looked at her. "Go and rest." "Got it." Sci-Fi waved his hand and came to her room with ease. All toiletries are provided inside. Xiaobai stretched out his paw and patted her leg, owing a few times. "Huh? You said that the breath on his body made you feel very friendly. I fucking squatted down. What kind of approach? Oh, you said he was like letting you see your father. Ziobai didn't say anything else, and was suddenly brought up. I fucking stared at it. What are you dreaming about? Your father is in front of you. Noob. Woohoo, the master is so fierce. But there aren't many people who can make you feel kind. I fucking was thoughtful, and his tone suddenly sank. No, Baijin you bastard. What makes you feel kind is the taste of gold, right? Her fox eyes narrowed, and she released a murderous aura. Ziobai noticed something was wrong and ran away. But before he took 2 steps, he was picked up again. Ziobai could only rub I fucking's palm in a pleasing manner, and groaned again. Give it up, I don't believe you. I fucking put it on the table, restore my strength honestly. Ziobai turned over, a little resentful. When will it have a lot of gold to eat? Days like this can't go on. The next day. I fucking went to the training base in the morning to train Xiaoyu, Suziun, and others. After having a meal at noon, I put on my makeup very intimately, and then went straight to the shooting location of the advertisement. I fucking read the information yesterday. This is a ready-to-wear ad. The brands of ready-to-wear are very small, and they follow the national trend of retro style. Therefore, it was specially selected in a small town next to Linkhung. I fucking did not intend to take the task assigned by TNL Media seriously. But the person who told her was Zhang Changning, of course she would give face. A cold voice sounded from behind her. Here. I fucking turned back. A slender and tall woman stood under a willow tree, wearing a black leather jacket and leather pants. She was cold all over, and even the temperature around her dropped a lot. In the Stargirl group, besides the captain Meng Shui, Zhang Changning is the most popular. But unlike Meng Shui's busy schedule, Zhang Changning seemed not interested in announcements other than stage performances. She does not accept endorsements, nor does she make film and television dramas. However, in this way, Zhang Changning has become a clear stream in the entertainment industry. Although her fans are not comparable to Meng Shui, they are all very loyal. I fucking lazily reached out and squeezed her face. Ning Ning, why are you here? Here Zhang Changning took out a box from his bag. If you feel dizzy in a while, just eat a few pieces. Is hypoglycemia any better? The box contained cranberry cookies, with chocolate and mints on the side. Wow, Ning Ning, you are really virtuous. I fucking raised his eyebrows. Whoever marries you in the future will be lucky. This body was really bad before. There are constant illnesses, including hypoglycemia. This is also the sequelae of the loss of luck. When they were training abroad before, Zhang Changning found out about her problem and would make some desserts for her. What's wrong? Zhang Changning noticed that I fucking fell silent, and his whole body fell into a low pressure. I fucking picked up a cranberry biscuit with a light expression. I remember a few friends from the past. Zhang Changning glanced at her. Do you still have friends? Yes, yes. I fucking took it easy. Isn't there one in front of you? Zhang Changning snorted lightly and said nothing. Seeing that the girl was eating seriously, she still asked, what about your friend? I fucking paused for a moment. His tone was very relaxed. Just, all become Buddhas. Zhang Changning was startled. I'm sorry. There's nothing to be sorry about. I fucking took a bite of the biscuits. There is life and death, sooner or later. Her fingers holding the box were slowly clenched. The end of the eye also turned red little by little. There are many people. Hurry in. Zhang Changning pushed her. I'll wait for you outside. I fucking put the box away and put it in his bag, and put on his sunglasses. It's just a passing scene, it probably won't take long. Inside, where it was filmed, the on-set manager called someone in, and the filming director and assistant director were interviewed. Just when I was about to interview the next artist, A tall and straight figure came first. An extremely young man, definitely no more than 30 years old. The filming director was surprised. He stood up suddenly and couldn't help losing his voice. "Director Chu, why are you here? Come and have a look." Chu Lingyun nodded. "You guys take pictures of you, I'll look at the information on this group of artists." The shooting director hurriedly handed over the rest of the registration form. While observing Chu Lingyun's expression, seeing that he was not in any mood, the filming director breathed a sigh of relief. But he was too relieved. Because in the next second, Chu Lingyun slapped a registration form on the table. The filming director was taken aback. "Director Chu, can anyone come to audition now?" Chu Lingyun pointed at the photo of Killing Matt on the registration form, and laughed angrily. "Even the photos in the registration are with heavy makeup. Which artist? Let her take off her makeup now. She has to take it off even if she doesn't take off. After taking off, let her come in after a while, and I will interview in person." The filming director was stunned for a moment, and after looking at it, he didn't dare to refute, and immediately sent the field manager out. Sci-fi was sitting outside at this time. She lowered her sense of existence and lazily basked in the sun. Until the noise got louder, some eyes kept coming towards her. Someone shouted, "She's here." Sci-fi narrowed his fox eyes and raised his head. She saw the field manager brought two staff members over and stopped in front of her. The field manager handed over the prepared makeup remover, and smiled politely and estrangedly. "There is hot water here, please take off Miss C's makeup. It's a little late, and there will be no chapters today." Alas, poor Ching Ching still doesn't know what happened. As a normal man, Yin Huang will get angry sooner or later. PK is very important, everyone is more active and vote for Ching Ching. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 42. Field work is also very big. Zhejianjiao is actually a newly launched brand under Ian's. Lan, a world-renowned brand of ready-to-wear luggage, has many well-known designers. It is also the only company in the Daxia Empire that can compete with those luxury brands in the Western continent. However, because Zhejianjiao followed the national style niche route and was founded, the Lan headquarters did not pay much attention to it, and only handed it over to the people below. Who knew that Chu Lingyun would come here in person at leisure? Who would know that Si just hit the muzzle of his gun? The groundskeeper shook his head with a sympathetic expression. Chu Lingyun is not only a director, but also a designer. He rose to fame at a young age, nominated for the Grameen Award for his first film at the age of 22. He has strict requirements on the face of the artist. It may not be beautiful, but it must be clean, and you must not wear makeup during the interview. Artists in the industry also know Chu Lingyun's habits. Once, a female star specially put on a makeup without makeup, and Chu Lingyun saw it and was scolded with a bloody head. Chu Lingyun is very famous, and many artists want to follow his path, hoping to participate in the movies directed by him, soaring in the entertainment industry. But in the past 3 years, he has been designing clothes and jewelry in retreat, and he has not made a movie for a long time. It's a pity. Of course, Chu Lingyun personally came to this matter, and the field manager would not say it. It would be troublesome if it caused a sensation. Si squinted at the field staff for 2 seconds, then slowly took out his mobile phone and sent a message to Zhang Changning, who was waiting outside. "Can I go? I definitely can't choose, it's better to go back early and eat hot pot." Zhang Changning: "No, at most I will make a matcha oatmeal box for you." Si is very decisive now. "Make a deal. There is something delicious." "Very happy." After the negotiation, Si put the phone away and raised his eyes. "Is there a cubicle or dressing room?" The field manager was in a bad mood, and his tone was also very aggressive. "I said there is hot water here, what's wrong with unloading it?" It looks too ugly. Si fucking was very calm, not in a hurry, I'm afraid it will be scary after unloading. Field service. Staff member. After contacting the filming director, the on-set manager took Si fucking to the small dressing room next door. The crowd took the initiative to move away, but their eyes still followed. The sound of click is the sound of the mobile phone shooting. So subtle that no one notices. Si fucking paused in his footsteps, his expression remained still, and then walked forward. The noise gradually subsided, but the other auditioners were still frequently looking in the direction where Si fucking left. In a corner on the left, a woman also wearing sunglasses is standing sideways, holding a mobile phone. After 3 beeps, there was a connection. Kinjian, do you know? I met Si fucking at the audition site. The woman lowered her voice and was very excited. Just now, the field manager personally came out to let her remove her makeup, although I don't know the reason, but now she can't escape. Yeah, it really made me laugh. Since Si fucking entered the entertainment industry, he has never appeared in front of everyone with no makeup. Many paparazzi have squatted on her, but they still failed to photograph her without makeup. Si fucking also seemed quite satisfied with her makeup. Once on a show, the host also asked her about it, and her answer was that there would be more people who like her like this. The woman couldn't understand it at all, she only felt that Si fucking was sick. Compulsory makeup removal. Lin Kinjian was a little surprised. What commercial did you go to shoot? Why is it still mandatory? For a small advertisement, the company insisted on letting me come. The woman was quite disdainful, but the director of the filming has a very high vision. So far no one has passed the first round of auditions. I just try the mirrors casually. I have to consider whether they want me or not. No makeup. Lin Kinjian pursed her lips and smiled, and said intentionally or unintentionally, I think a lot of people should be interested. That's not it. The woman also smiled, there are too many people who are interested. I haven't seen her. I just heard from you. I also want to know how ugly she is. Lin Kinjian's smile widened, then I'll trouble you, Ruotong. No problem, Kinjian, you wait. Su Ruotong responded readily, I promise to take a picture of her real appearance and send it to you when the time comes. Here, in the dressing room. After the field manager brought Si fucking in, he left in a hurry, only a small assistant remained. The assistant placed the makeup remover tools one by one, and also called 2 pots of hot water. Miss Si. Okay, thank you for that. I want to ask. Si fucking thought thoughtfully, why did you suddenly find me and ask me to remove my makeup? Although Zhejianjiao is only a very small brand, it has not yet made a name for itself in the ready-to-wear market. This advertisement is the first publicity made by Zhejianjiao. But there are too many entertainers in the entertainment industry, there are countless 18th-tier stars, and many people come to audition. Why is she so special here? The assistant hesitated for a moment. That's right, Miss Si, someone came down from above, saw the photo on your registration form, and called your name directly. Then why don't he just get rid of me? Si fucking raised his eyebrows, there are so many people here, I remember that you interviewed a model just now, and there is no shortage of me for the audition, right? The assistant was also very embarrassed, because the person here is teacher Chu Lingyun. Si fucking paused, who? Mr. Chu Lingyun, the little assistant whispered, I must ask for the one with no makeup. Si fucking was expressionless. Si fucking was in a complicated mood. She suddenly didn't want to go in. She had met a lot of people in Glen before. To say that among the people she knew the most regretted, Chu Lingyun was definitely one of them. Chu Lingyun is a workaholic, and she doesn't fit in with her salted fish. She was once forced to be pulled up by him at 2 in the morning to ask for advice. Every time she thinks back to this dark time, she feels that she can't make up for 10 hot pot meals. Si fucking thought casually while removing his makeup. Chu Lingyun should be staying in Glen, but he didn't forget to work when he came to the city. Truly the king of introverts. But he doesn't know her now. Very nice. Si fucking finished applying the makeup remover, washed it with hot water, and wiped it with a face towel from the assistant's hand. Then raised his head. The complete makeup is clearly exposed to the air. The skin is fair and radiant, and the hair is soft. The long and narrow fox eyes are clear and bright, with a somewhat seductive arc. Flowers and trees pile snow, the new moon is clear. It's like a ray of sunshine flowing down from the sky, every inch is the ultimate beauty. At close range, no one can withstand the crit of the face value. The little assistant was stunned, she was dumbfounded. Si, Miss Si. Bang 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 dash. There was only the sound of heartbeats in the silent dressing room. Increasingly violent. SHHSI fucking put his finger on the assistant's lips, and let out a low laugh. Keep it a secret for now, okay. The little assistant clutched his pounding heart and nodded dazedly, his mind was completely awake. Good. Si fucking pinched her cheeks, put on a mask, and smiled. Let's go. Audition place. The field manager knocked on the door. Director Chu, someone brought it? As soon as Chu Lingyun came, the filming director naturally gave him the core position. He was also curious about how ugly Si fucking was, so he couldn't see people without makeup. Okay, come in. Chu Lingyun glanced at the time. Time is running out, I'll leave after the interview. Si fucking, I really don't want to see you, the Scroll King. Chu Lingyun. It's Monday, and the recommendation votes are poured out. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 43. The field service nodded and went out. Soon he brought people in and out again. Si fucking glanced at Chu Lingyun, who was still working. It's really him. There are too many coincidences in life. Miss Si, there is no one else here, take off the mask. The filming director coughed. Introduction, this is Mr. Chu Lingyun, please keep it a secret when Miss Si is out. Si fucking took off his mask and replied casually, okay. Okay, let's start. Chu Lingyun raised his head. We. The voice stopped abruptly. There was a moment of silence inside. With a bang, the filming director released his hand, and the thermos cup fell directly to the ground. It hit him so hard that he forgot to howl. He looked at the girl in front of him in shock, his brain crashing. For a time, the only thing left in the filming director's mind was the online scolding Si fucking for being so ugly that it was hard to spit out the overnight meal. Shit. It's all bullshit. Is this a goddamn beauty? Chu Lingyun suddenly stood up and walked towards Si fucking. He reached out his hand, as if he wanted to pinch her face to see if it was fake. Si fucking folded his arms and stared at him. What do you want to do? Your face. The director of filming changed his expression and was about to stop it. However, Chu Lingyun shrank for a moment, his hands were in the air, and he smiled awkwardly. I'm sorry, occupational disease. He was also a little strange in his heart. Why was he still frightened by an 18th line star? Chu Lingyun sat on the chair again and looked at the girl carefully. As a designer and director, Chu Lingyun has a strict definition of the word beauty. He asked for pure natural. Even an artist who is only slightly adjusted can't get into his eyes. He has a quirky temper, but there are still many stars waiting to join his circle. After all, there are too few Daxia artists who can enter Glen, and after so many years, Chu Lingyun has been a talented director. Who doesn't want to get a Glen Award? Very good, it's you. Chu Lingyun decided immediately. Sign the contract. Si fucking. She restrained her murderous intention and smiled. I only have the face to see, The acting is very bad, and director Chu is so sloppy. Chu Lingyuan snorted slightly, you can't even see the faces of those outside. Si fucking. It made sense, she couldn't refute it. I'm all black fans in the entertainment industry. Si fucking refused again. If your brand chooses me, not only will you not be able to enter the market, but you will also be directly attacked by black fans. Entertainment, Chu Lingyuan laughed disdainfully after hearing this. Its name used to be the entertainment industry, and I want actors, not stars. Ian's brands do not rely on celebrity endorsements to increase sales. This is Ian's confidence and power. Ian's high-end ready-to-wear line, even if it's a top star, is to invite Lan, not to be invited. You go out first. Chu Lingyuan waved to the filming director, tell the people outside in a while, the others don't need to be interviewed, let them leave. When the filming director went out, people were still a little confused. There were only 2 people left in the room. There was silence again. You are very similar to someone I know. Chu Lingyuan stared at her for a long time, and finally couldn't hold back his mouth, really very similar. Oh, Si fucking raised his eyebrows, is there anyone who is as beautiful and lovely as me? Cough cough, Chu Lingyuan was choked, no. No, you can't say that, it looks completely different. The face is different. Age is different. The only thing that was the same was that the first time he saw them, they were all alive and 18 years old. And the feeling they gave him, the inadvertently sharp beauty, was exactly the same. And eyes. Si fucking's expression remained unmoved. What about her? Chu Lingyuan was silent for a moment, and after a few seconds, he said a little awkwardly, it should be gone, or else how could it be that he hasn't come back for 4 years, and there is no news? Si Fu's eyes narrowed. She was Glenn when she was 18. At that time, the teacher issued a task, requiring the disciples to choose a place to practice, and to stand at the top in the relevant field. During this period, the identity must be strictly kept secret, and even the brothers and sisters cannot tell. Therefore, during her time in Glen, she was always disguised. At the age of 22, she left Glen after receiving an urgent recall from the division. At 24, her experiments malfunctioned, and she was bombed to death, 3 years later when she woke up. Say goodbye to Glen, it's been 5 years. She is a genius, an acting genius, and a design genius. Chu Lingyuan added, you know Lan, she was named after her. Si fucking put his hands in his pockets with no expression on his face. Turn the tide in the fall, and help the building to collapse. Lan, turn the tide. This is her sister's name. I really haven't seen anyone who is more suitable for acting than her. Chu Lingyuan sighed, I originally spent a year polishing a script, but unfortunately no one can make it. He would rather not make a movie and let the script rot than find someone else to do it. Si fucking paused for a moment, calmly, perhaps it's not impossible. Chu Lingyuan shook his head and did not continue the topic. He looked serious, since the spokesperson has decided that it is you, Lan headquarters has also decided to include Zhejianjiao as a key brand to be built by the headquarters this year. In addition to this advertisement, we will also shoot some short videos. Let's add a WeChat. It's convenient for work for a while. He said and opened the QR code. Si fucking. She gritted her teeth and smiled, I don't think it's necessary. It's necessary, it's very necessary. Chu Lingyuan seemed to have entered the mode of crazy work, trust me, I will make you a top model. Are you interested in acting? We can still cooperate. Si fucking. Failed. She has a curse word that I don't know whether to say it or not. As expected of you, the king of involution. I don't agree. Si fucking still refused, I can shoot one commercial at most, and the brand spokesperson is not a problem. Then think about it again. Chu Lingyuan didn't force her, but nodded. Originally, the shooting fee for this advertisement was only 200,000 yuan, but now I've decided to raise the price to 2 million yuan. If you are the spokesperson, the endorsement fee is 50 million. Sci-fi suddenly sat up straight and put away his lazy attitude. She looked at him very seriously. Deal. I also plan to use WeChat to lobby the shameless Chu Lingyun after I go back. He looked at Sci-fi blankly, unable to turn his mind back for a while. After more than 10 seconds, Chu Lingyun remembered that he had just said a number. 50 million. Money. He's not yet attractive for money. Chu Lingyun was in a complicated mood. Although it was said that finally someone was not so fanatical about him, he was still a little unhappy in his heart. Then let's go to my private studio to talk. Chu Lingyun glanced at the time. I'll go first, contact us on WeChat for the specific date. Sci-fi's attitude has also improved a lot. Okay. Before Chu Lingyun pushed open the door and left, he couldn't hold back and asked again, why do you keep wearing that kind of makeup? Oh, Sci-fi put on the mask unhurriedly. I look so good, I'm afraid you will all fall in love with me. Chu Lingyun. Although the appearance is different everywhere, this peculiar narcissistic character is really exactly the same. Outside. Under the organization of Field Affairs, the next interview will be conducted by the assistant director. Miss Su, your image is really perfect, the assistant director exclaimed. If nothing else, it's you. Su Ruotong snorted softly. I have a lot of announcements, but I don't have time to spend with you. Can you be faster? Okay, said the assistant director, I'll ask the director for instructions. Before he got up, the filming director had already come. The assistant director was about to talk about Su Ruotong when the filming director said, Director Chu has been selected, and these people don't need to be interviewed. The person has been chosen. The assistant director was very surprised. Could it be that Director Chu transferred someone from Glenn's side? It was unexpected that Chu Lingyun would come to investigate this project. Could it be that 11 Jianjiao is about to enter the line of sight of Ian's senior management? Thinking of this, the assistant director was also a little excited. Today, please make a trip to everyone. The filming director clapped his hands and faced the other interviewees. The candidates for the advertisement have been decided. The filming team has prepared some coffee, and you can take it as you like. As soon as these words came out, all the artists who came to audition were stunned. But nothing was said. Only Su Ruotong, with cold eyes, what do you mean? Let's come here for an audition from a long distance, and now we say let's go back and go back. Just now, the assistant director said that he chose me, but now he has changed his mind again. A brand that has just started is so dishonest. What clothes does it do? The more Su Ruotong said, the colder his face became. I'm not leaving today, but I want to see who is more suitable than me. Good morning. The epidemic situation in Xi'an is really getting worse. Tat. Speaking of which, I saw a short video makeup blogger, who really relied on makeup to make himself look exactly like a star, and it was easy to change race and gender. My best friend said that you have to write 3D printing masks. Too far behind, after having everything taken away, she returns as a god author, Qing Qian. Chapter 44. The brand Zhejianjiao has never appeared in the public eye. Except for the internal staff, no one knows that Zhejianjiao is a brand under Lan. Su Ruotong was naturally completely unaware. She is a model, and has filmed several low-cost online dramas, but she has never been squeezed into the circle of actors. But it is not a nameless brand that can put her pigeons casually. Apart from 11 Jianjiao's lack of popularity, the several national style ready-to-wear they introduced really suit her appetite. Retro style is now popular, especially the clothes of the early Xia dynasty. The glorious era when the Emperor Yin was still alive. Many people want to get closer to him and admire his heroic appearance back then. The assistant director wiped his sweat. Miss Su, we only know this. You know? Why, someone else chose it, Before he could finish speaking, Su Ruotong interrupted impatiently, "Who chose it? Why did he choose someone without seeing me? Do you think that you are Chu Lingyun, the first director of the Great Xia Empire? So capricious." Before the assistant director spoke, there was a displeased voice. "Who's making a noise?" Chu Lingyun, who had just finished packing, was the same as before, with sunglasses, hats, scarves, and full armor, and his eyes didn't leak out. He had long since lost the good temper he had when seeing Si fucking, and waved his hand impatiently. "Didn't you say the audition is over? What are you arguing about? Have nothing to do? Hurry up and leave." After Chu Lingyun finished speaking, he hurried away. He was in a hurry to rush to the next place, and he had no time to spend here. Even if Su Ruotong had two mouths, he didn't know how to stop him. "Miss Su's words are wrong." The filming director also had a temper. With Chu Lingyun's support, he bluntly fought back, "We didn't sign a contract with you, and secondly, this is the first test, and the audition is also voluntary. Even if you pass the first test, you may not be able to pass the second test. How can you decide that you have been selected? Bigger face than others. Also, you won't be able to offend whoever chooses." The filming director smiled politely, "Miss Su, please leave, we have to clean up the studio." Su Ruotong's face turned red and blue. As if all the embarrassment rushed to the forehead, the whole body was panicked. She became annoyed and said, "I still don't like you. What kind of small brands don't even have physical stores, and the shelves are so big? I'll see how you guys will mix in the market in the future. Is it better than Lan? Ask her not to go." Su Ruotong carried his bag, turned his head and left. His back was quite embarrassed. The filming director didn't care. He told the assistant director a few words and returned to the audition room. "I met Si fucking who was wearing a mask and was about to go out." The filming director asked cautiously, "Does Miss Si have any needs? Just mention it." "Just kidding, this is the person Chu Lingyun fell in love with. Future song girl. What if I'm out of shit and nominated for the Glenn Award?" Si fucking thought for a while, "I'm still recording the show, and I asked the director not to talk about what happened after I removed my makeup." "Miss Si, don't worry," said the filming director. "If you have anything to hide, we will fully understand and respect it. Since Director Chu has chosen to contact you in a private way, all arrangements are at his will. Director Chu likes Miss Si very much, and Miss Si can give him any advice. Chu Lingyun has a bad temper. But for those who can be chosen by him, he is very indulgent." Si fucking touched his chin, "It's not too hard to tell. I used to have a brain illness, and my illness was serious." Filming director. "Why scold yourself?" Si fucking lowered his eyes. "The reason is actually quite absurd and ridiculous. The old manzo said that Yu Yao didn't like her appearance and asked her to make up. But in fact, to better plunder her luck. Face is very important. Onmyoji can see a person's future misfortunes and disasters by observing their faces. Therefore, if the face is covered, the corresponding luck will also be lost. She wears makeup all the time because she likes it quite a bit, which prevents a lot of unnecessary troubles. It's just that she changed her makeup a little bit, and it won't affect her luck anymore." Si fucking said nothing, nodded slightly, and turned to leave. At this moment, an excited voice came from behind, "Miss Si." Si fucking turned back. The filming director clenched his fist, "I'll go back and vote for you." Si fucking. "You don't have to. The program youth not only ranks the trainees, but also has a voting channel for the mentor group. After the 10 programs are over, the best mentor will be selected. She doesn't have any interest in this kind of false name, she just wants to be a flat salted fish. By the way, Miss Si, give me some autographs." The filming director said again, "I'm sure you will be popular in the future, and then your autograph will be valuable. Sci-Fucking was silent for a while, and sighed, "Director, you are very business-minded." She signed a few to the director of filming, and then got out of the audition room. Zhang Changning was still waiting outside. Seeing her come out, Zhang Changning stepped forward, handed a bottle of juice, and routinely asked, "How is it?" Sci-Fucking sighed, "I'm not very well, my head hurts a bit, and my heart hurts a lot." Zhang Changning frowned, "What's the matter?" "Someone inside is looking for trouble for you." She also didn't know the reason why Sci-Fucking had been wearing Matt's makeup. Even in their group, no one else has seen Sci-Fucking's true face. There was one time when she got up in the middle of the night and went out of the dormitory, and saw Sci-Fucking, who was passed out. Sci-Fucking was sad, "I was chosen." Zhang Changning. "Where's her knife?" "My poor and innocent salted fish was forced to stand up just like that," Sci-Fucking said in pain. "Ning Ning, you have to cook something delicious to soothe my wounded heart." Zhang Changning smiled. She couldn't hold her knife. "Isn't it a good thing to be chosen?" Zhang Changning said lightly. "Apart from group performances, you haven't had any announcements or activities for a long time." Basically, it was half hidden by HandsomeMaleLead. This also means that Sci-Fucking has no personal connections in the entertainment industry. It's tough. Zhang Changning paused and asked again, "Have you signed a contract?" "Not yet," Sci-Fucking said lazily, "we'll discuss it later." The company didn't take this advertisement to heart, otherwise it wouldn't let you audition. Zhang Changning frowned again. "If the contract is signed, the company will take a cut." The contract signed by Sci-Fucking and HandsomeMaleLead is the lowest level, divided into 19%. Sci-Fucking 1, HandsomeMaleLead 9. And in the middle, their brokers also got kickbacks, and Sci-Fucking had very little money. It is also the Stargirl group. Sci-Fucking has no assistant or makeup artist. Unlike the Captain Meng Shui, there is a team behind him. "Well," Sci-Fucking said lightly, "I'm going to prepare to terminate the contract." Hearing this, Zhang Changning fell silent. Terminating the contract with HandsomeMaleLead is too difficult. Not to mention, the liquidated damages are sky high. How to solve it? Sci-Fucking brushed the hair that was blowing to her lips with one hand. The fox's eyes were bright and clear. She smiled, "Ning Ning, if I plan to stand up in the future, will you mess with me?" "You can stand up and talk about it." Zhang Changning was non-committal. "I can't even cook." Actually, Sci-Fucking was serious. "I know everything except cooking." Zhang Changning didn't take this sentence to heart. "Let's go, let's eat hot pot." The two walked out while chatting. After walking to the road, I met a woman in a cheongsam. The woman's figure and temperament are very good, not a deliberately pretending to be a celebrity. Sci-Fucking took one more look and narrowed his eyes. When she was about to pass them by mistake, the woman suddenly fell vertically. There was no blood on her lips, and even her hands turned blue. The woman's eyes were tightly closed, apparently in a deep coma. Zhang Changning took a step back. "Touch porcelain." No wonder she thought so, this kind of thing is not uncommon. Sci-Fucking had already squatted down, and she frowned. "The pacing of the heart is weak, the heartbeat is 30 beats per minute, and it is gradually decreasing. The estimated survival rate is 19%, 18%. Zhang Changning was stunned. "Sissy, what are you talking about?" "Call an ambulance." Sci-Fu moved his hand quickly, pinching the woman's acupuncture points. "She has a heart attack and needs emergency help." Zhang Changning didn't have time to ask anything, and immediately started calling. Here, Su Ruotong came out angrily. "Qinjian, I'm really convinced by this rubbish brand." Su Ruotong was very angry. Before he made a name for himself, he started playing big names. "I'll tell my friends in the circle in a while, so that they can't even find a model. If you don't get angry, I have a model audition spot for another brand. I'll give it to you when the time comes." Lin Qinjian comforted her, by the way, SI fucking's photo. She hid so tightly, she took off her makeup and wore a mask. Suruotang sneered, look, I will definitely take off her mask. Lin Qingjian was a little worried, you have to be careful. Let's not talk about Qingjian, I saw SI fucking, and she actually bumped into someone. Suruotang saw the opportunity and pushed the assistant next to him, come on, take off her mask while she's not paying attention. Take off SI fucking's mask to get this ugly photo. As for the woman who fell to the ground, it had nothing to do with SI fucking. She was very busy and didn't have time to be touched. The assistant hurriedly responded and stepped forward. This chapter is 3000, the 44th chapter is almost 100,000, we are still faster. The public period cannot be more recommended for cooperation, and it will explode when it is on the shelves. See you tomorrow. I have been testing nucleic acids every day recently, and I feel like my throat is about to be pierced. It's hard. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 45. Front. Zhang Changning had finished the phone call. She didn't know anything about first aid and could only record the characteristics of women. Zhang Changning looked at the cheongsam on the woman and the embroidery on the cheongsam. Link Hung does not have this kind of cloth, and a piece of cloth is extremely expensive. This kind of embroidery is by no means machine-made, it can only be done by hand. The chance of survival is 30%, 40%. SI fucking was still squatting on the ground, the glimmer of light in his eyes floated, and the numbers came out of her mouth, 55%. At this time, the assistant has come very close. It only takes a few more steps to reach out and take off the girl's mask. Suruotang, who had been observing from behind, was also excited, and was ready to take pictures with his mobile phone. SI fucking lowered his head and did not move his body. One hand pressed the woman's ribs, and the other hand firmly clasped several acupoints. Only the toes tapped the ground lightly. SHH-. A small pebble flew out of the sky and hit the assistant, who was about to run straight. Immediately after, two more stones shot up, hitting the left and right knees accurately. Boom. Zhang Changning turned his head when he heard the sound, and saw a person kneeling in front of them with his head on the ground. Very embarrassed. Behind the man, a woman in sunglasses is holding a mobile phone. Obviously did not expect this scene, the woman was a little stunned. SI fucking finished a round of first aid measures, and slowly pulled the wind-raised hair behind his ear. Ning Ning, do you see it? This is the touch of porcelain. Zhang Changning. She frowned, I saw this woman at the audition, is there a contradiction with you? I don't care much, SI fucking said lazily, did you make a call? Zhang Changning nodded, they said they will be there in 3 minutes. There is a big hospital next to it, and the ambulance came quickly. The medical staff quickly put the unconscious woman into the car, leaving a nurse to record the names of SI fucking and Zhang Changning. SI fucking moved his wrist and patted Zhang Changning's face again, let's go eat hot pot. Zhang Changning returned to his senses and looked at her with a bit of inquiry in his eyes, are you skilled in medicine? It's okay, SI fucking said in a relaxed tone, I learned it in the game. Ning Ning, do you have any problems with old cold legs? I'll show you. Zhang Changning was indifferent. Although SI fucking's temperament has become a lot more lively, she is very happy. But every time she encounters such a dialogue, she can't keep her knife. SI fucking put his hands in his pockets and walked forward slowly. She put the woman's chances of survival up to 70%. If the hospital can't save it, she thinks they can all be laid off. After SI fucking and Zhang Changning left, Suruotang stepped forward. She hated the iron and twisted the assistant's ear, you can't do this thing well, you can fall down when you walk, you can eat hard. The assistant was a little girl in her 20s, her eyes were red from being pulled, and tears almost fell. Sister Sue. Okay, It's useless, Su Ruotong snorted coldly, I'll do it myself. She had to take off Si-fucking's mask anyway. Here. Youth training base. When Si-fucking came back, Xiaoyu and Su Zenian were still training. Very good, just this speed, she observed and nodded. The first performance will start soon, you still need more cooperation. Mr. Si taught me the best. Su Ziun clenched his fists. Mr. Si, we are going to choose a song for the next episode. Which one do you think is better? Si-fucking nodded, I will tell you when the time comes. Xiaoyu stopped after dancing. He turned his head to look at Si-fucking, and said a few seconds later, have you ever heard of Mr. Si, Yunlin? Who? Si-fucking wiped his sweat with a piece of paper, his expression unmoved, I haven't heard of it. Isn't it Teacher Bar? Su Ziun jumped up, a little excited, Yunlan. Winner of the Glenn Lifetime Achievement Award. The Glenn Lifetime Achievement Award represents the highest honor in the entertainment industry. Glenn has been established for more than 100 years, but generally 5 people have won this award. Only Yunlin is from Daxia. But she was too mysterious. Not to mention Daxia, even the resident artists in Glenn don't know who she is. 5 years ago, Yunlin didn't make any announcements, and it suddenly disappeared, and it hasn't appeared until now. Only her fans have been waiting. According to rumors in the industry, Yunlan and Chu Lingyun, the first director of Daxia Empire, are close friends. Chu Lingyun was the heroine of the film that won the Glenn Best Film Award. But even Chu Lingyun didn't know where she went. A generation of international film queens disappeared. In the entire entertainment industry, Yunlan said that no one dared to put pressure on her. Is that so? Si-fucking held his chin and nodded, she is amazing, I want to learn from her. Xiaoyu's eyes still locked her tightly, I thought Teacher Si liked Senior Yunlan quite a bit. Si-fucking leaned on the soft chair and crossed Erlang's legs, why do you say that? The dance that Teacher Si danced last time is exactly the same as that of Senior Yunlan. Xiaoyu curled his lips, I am here, and I will be stunned for 3 seconds. Ashamed, I just practiced casually. Si-fucking yawned, who is Yunlan, I can't compare. Teacher, that Si is really amazing. Su Ziun looked adoring, if you also win the Glenn Lifetime Achievement Award in the future, you must take me with you. Si-fucking raised his eyebrows, it's not impossible. Drip drip. At this moment, a short and harsh siren sounded, which alerted the trainees in the base. What's going on? Su Ziun looked down and was stunned, why are there so many people surrounded below, and police cars? Don't worry, Si-fucking didn't raise his eyes, continue to practice. But before Su Ziun continued to practice for long, the door of the dance studio was pushed open. At the head was a very elegantly dressed lady. She was followed by 2 police officers. It's her, Mr. Police Officer. The lady pointed at Si-fucking with a cold expression, she bumped into my sister on the way and ran away, trying to be irresponsible, please take her away. Si-fucking, today is my day to praise myself. QWQ. Closed management, sad TVT. There are 20,000 recommended tickets. I will add more to everyone in the afternoon, and there are still tickets for the baby. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 46. As soon as these words came out, the dance room fell silent. The lady's voice was not small, and naturally it also alerted the other students in the practice room. Lin Qingjian and Li Jingchen also came over. Mui and Lu Yan followed closely behind, looking at Si-fucking surrounded by surprise. They don't know these people, but watching this battle, it is clear that Si-fucking has gotten into some serious people, and even the police have come. Miss, please come with us first. The police officer nodded. The patient's life and death are unknown now. We need to invite you to the hospital to cooperate with the investigation. What kind of investigation? The lady insisted. She was the one who bumped into it and must be taken away. In that case, adjust the monitoring. Sci-fucking was still sitting on the soft chair, lazily and unhurriedly. It is clear at a glance whether I hit it or she fainted. Did you already know? The lady snorted coldly when she heard this. The place where you bumped into my sister happened to be a dead end of the surveillance camera, and nothing was photographed. However, if you have a little conscience, you called the hospital's emergency call, but that doesn't hide the fact that you are the culprit. Ms. Chen, please calm down. The police officer frowned. It can't be proved that this young lady hit her, she's just suspected. Who did she hit? Madam Chen was annoyed. Although my sister is not in good health, she won't faint while walking. The police officer looked at Sci-fucking, this lady. Mr. Si, behind him, Su Ziun became nervous. Mr. Si, are you alright? He didn't know who this lady was. But looking at her clothes, she knew that she was definitely born rich. They simply can't compete. Xiaoyu's eyes also turned cold. Before Sci-fucking responded, the phone rang just in time. She looked down. Boss. Remarks, rich and powerful. Wait. Sci-fucking pressed the answer button, still calm and calm. I'll take a call. The male voice over the phone was clear and low, with a bit of coldness wrapped around it. It's me, do you have time at night? Sci-fucking hummed, yes, but I have something to do and need to go to the hospital first. When Yu Zian heard the words, Rufeng's eyes paused slightly, and her tone became more serious. Hospital? Ah, no, it's not me, I'm not injured. Sci-fucking glanced at Madam Chen, who was full of anger. It was someone who touched porcelain. She also cared a few words about a wealthy boss very considerately, and then ended the call. Hope she gets a raise. Yo, is the sponsor calling you? Ms. Chen sneered. You people who are celebrities are really messed up. Sci-fucking ignored her. She turned her head and gestured to Xiaoyu, you take them to training, and I'll go to the hospital. Xiaoyu instantly restrained the hostility from his body and said in a leisurely tone, Mr. Si, when you come back, I have another place to ask you for advice. Sci-fucking put on his coat and said calmly, it's easy to say. Su Xian was still a little worried. Mr. Si. Mui, however, gloated on his face. Brother Yan, Sci-fucking is really over now. If she gets into the game, she will be banned without the company's action. It's a good thing. Lu Yan squinted her eyes. She was too careless. She was approached by someone. He glanced at Xiaoyu, who was also calm, and snorted softly. The stall boss fucking is such a legal coffee. He sees how Xiaoyu can make his debut. Mr. Si, what did you do? Lin Qingjian was very worried. Why did you alert the police? You don't know, the lady just now was her husband's family name Chen. Li Jingchen said in a deep voice. The Chen family's power in Linkhung is second only to the Zhou family, and Sci-fucking kicked the iron plate this time. Lin Qingjian covered her lips, a little surprised. Then, teacher Nasi won't go in, right? Li Jingchen was stunned for a while, then shook his head. That has nothing to do with us. I think the Chen family must have made a mistake. Lin Qingjian pursed her lips. Mr. Si is very kind, how could such a thing be done, but the show team must be prepared for public relations. When such a thing happened to the dance instructor, there was inevitably a turmoil on the internet. For Lin Qingjian, it doesn't matter whether Sci-fucking enters or not, but it must not affect the program and her interests. It's about getting ready. Li Jingchen nodded, his tone a bit colder. She is too, she will get into trouble. He really didn't like her at all. The other side. Yu Zian put down her phone, raised her head, and said with a cool voice, get ready, go to Linkhung First Hospital. Feng San came over with the juice, surprised. Ninth brother, why did you suddenly go to the hospital? Is anyone sick? Pick her up. Why is Miss Si in the hospital? Feng San realized instantly, but was also very puzzled. She beat up someone. Who is beaten into the hospital, and will she have to pay for medical expenses? Other than that, he can't seem to think of any other reason. No, Yuzian didn't explain, her tone was indifferent. 3 minutes. Feng San hurriedly started to pack up, but didn't dare to stop. However, Yu Tang had already learned what happened from Si fucking. Tears filled her eyes and she was extremely moved. Ninth uncle, Ching Ching is in dire straits right now, just waiting for you to rescue her. You are the unparalleled hero who steps on colorful auspicious clouds and wears armor. Hurry up, ninth uncle. Yuzian paused and said lightly, Feng San, accept her novel. After receiving the order, Feng San, who had parked the car, immediately confiscated all the novels that Yu Tang brought over. Looking at the titles of the books such as The Cold CEO in the Daytime is Hot at Night and Rebirth, Little Flirt is Extremely Sticky, Feng San. He coldly held down Yu Tang's hand that was about to grab the book back. You really can't read this kind of book. Yu Tang burst into tears. Ninth uncle, you are too much, you are destroying the heart of an 18-year-old girl, you will not find a girlfriend in the future. Hearing this sentence, Yuzian lowered her eyes slightly and glanced at her. Her tone was still light. I don't see it. He put on his watch, tapped the table with his slender fingers, and said, let's go. Thank you for your donations, see you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 47. As it was about Si fucking, Feng San didn't dare to delay, and drove to Linkhung No. 1 hospital at the fastest speed. Yu Tang failed to get into the car, and all the novels he had carefully purchased were taken away. Her whole body was ashes, and while aggrieved, she ordered a ride, while sending a message to Si fucking. Ching Ching, let me tell you that my ninth uncle is too much, he is really incomprehensible, and he treats me like this, you must kick him and me. Si fucking, no problem, wait until I earn enough money. Yu Tang's eyes lit up. Kinking, you are the best. So can I put the book with you? I'm afraid of being picked up again. Si fucking, okay. After getting an accurate answer, Yu Tang got on the ride with satisfaction and rushed to the hospital. She didn't believe that her ninth uncle would also accept Kinking's book. At this time, Zhuojia. Zhou Tianfeng was receiving Yu Yao in the living room. Zhou Tianfeng was also quite surprised that Yu Yao would come to the door in person. After learning about Yu Yao's intentions, he frowned. The third young master asked those two people who appeared at the last funeral. Yeah, Yu Yao put down the cup, they should be Dongsang's Onmyoji, right? It's true Zhou Tianfeng was a little wary, but the Zhou family has no idea what they are going to do. Mr. Zhou don't need to be nervous, Yu Yao smiled, I just want to get to know these two Onmyoji, and I want to invite them to see the patient. Although Onmyoji do not specialize in medical skills, they also have certain research. They will treat patients from the aspects of yin and yang and 5 elements. One more way, one more way. I can't control this matter. When they came to the funeral, they just had a little friendship with the old man. Zhou Tianfeng declined, of course, if they come to Daxia again, I will contact the third young master. Yu Yao nodded, it couldn't be better. Zhou Tianfeng was about to say something else when the phone rang. He glanced at him, third young master, wait a moment. Yu Yao politely sat a little further away. What? Zhou Tianfeng's expression changed, but he quickly recovered. This matter has nothing to do with the Zhou family, I am also busy right now, you can solve it by yourself, that's all. He just hung up the phone. Zhou Xianyu walked down, slightly surprised. Dad, whose number is it? MRS Chen's. Zhou Tianfeng sneered. Si fucking bumped into MRS Chen's sister and ran away after the bump. Now people are lying in the hospital, not knowing whether they are alive or dead. She asked me whether this matter is private or public, and it's true. What does it have to do with the Zhou family? Zhou Xianyu frowned. Mrs. Chen's sister. Her sister's heart is not good, and winter will come to the city to rest. Zhou Tianfeng didn't care much. Her sister didn't marry into the Chen family, so she's not part of the Chen family. Zhou Xianyu nodded. What does the Chen family think? If something like this happens, the Chen family will definitely not let it go. It is estimated that Sci-fi will go in. Zhou Tianfeng turned his head and sighed. The ugly family made the third young master laugh. Yu Yao brows lightly. It's okay. It's a heinous crime to run into someone and run away. Sci-fi became like this, and he was still somewhat disappointed in his heart. If that's the case, then I'll leave first. Yu Yao didn't stay any longer. He got up. If Dongsang contacts Mr. Zhou, please let me know. The Yu family will be grateful. Zhou Tianfeng put on a fake smile. It's easy to talk, Master Yu, please. He snorted contemptuously in his heart. As long as he can catch up with the Dongsang Tangshan family, does he still need the Yu family? Yu Yao left Zhou's house and got into the car. He made a phone call and went out with a cold voice. Hey, it's me. Yes, I asked you to check, still didn't find it. After saying a few more words of apology, the call ended. Yu Yao slowly let out a breath, a little headache. The girl next to Yu Tang that day made him extremely familiar. He went to check it out. But no matter how you check it, you can't find it. The thread seemed to be broken. Yu Yao pondered for a while and decided to ask Yu Tang when the time came. He started the car and left Zhou's house. Here, the hospital. In the emergency room on the 7th floor, doctors and nurses came and went in a hurry. The red light in the ICU never goes out. At the door, there are other Chen family members waiting, but there is no sign of anxiety on their faces. I've already called the Zhou family, Mrs. Chen said coldly. It seems that people around you are right that you are a white-eyed wolf. The Zhou family has given up on you. What else do you have to say? Sci-fi put his hands in his pockets, and turned his head. Mr. Police Officer, she has no evidence to arrest me, right? That's right, evidence is needed. The police officer nodded. So we need to wait for the patient to wake up. That road is a dead end for monitoring, and there are no pedestrians on the road, so it is really difficult to investigate. Evidence, do you still want evidence? Mrs. Chen's voice was sharp. My sister is lying in it, that's the evidence. Before my sister wakes up, don't even think about leaving. If she has 3 strengths and 2 weaknesses, you won't have enough to lose 100 lives? Sci-fi straightened his hair, please. Mrs. Chen saw the girl leaning against the wall, tilting her head to look at the scenery, with a cold look. She got angry, took a few steps forward, and raised her hand directly. What mask are you wearing? Are you embarrassing? Crack. Mrs. Chen's wrist was cut off. Instantaneous soreness and numbness snaked up along the wrist bone, and the whole body was stiff for a moment, unable to move at all. I have a bad temper. Sci-fi finally looked up at her and laughed casually. I don't mind letting one more lie in it, what do you think? Madam, calm down. Next to him, the housekeeper hurried forward. Sir is also on his way, we don't want to conflict with this kind of person. Mrs. Chen didn't come up in one breath, but she didn't want to give up. I warn you, you. Drop. A quick bang interrupted her. The red light in the ICU finally dimmed, and the door was pushed open. The attending physician came out, sweating profusely. Obviously, the operation just now took a lot of energy for him. Please rest assured, he breathed a sigh of relief before speaking, the patient has turned the corner and woke up. Hearing this sentence, Mrs. Chen frowned indistinctly, but soon returned to normal. She wiped her tears. Thank you so much, doctor, thank you. The attending doctor didn't bother to answer. He hurriedly said, I don't know which lady made the emergency call. Mrs. Chen took a step back and let Si come out. She glanced coldly. Fortunately, my sister is fine, we will settle the account later. She closed the shawl on her body, and every move was very elegant. I'll go and see my sister first. However, the attending physician went directly past her and walked in front of Si with a very excited expression. This lady, it is really thanks to you. If you hadn't performed first aid on the patient in time, we would have the ability to reach the sky, and we would definitely it can't be saved. I bought a book for the exam, but the delivery stopped. The exam is coming soon. I started to think about what I bought this book for T. I don't know when I will be banned. Life is not easy. Ching Ching sighed. See you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 48. The cardiac surgery department of Linkhung First Hospital can definitely be squeezed into the top 10 of the Great Xia Empire. The attending physician has been practicing medicine for more than 30 years and has seen many difficult cases. But it was the first time that it was so difficult. He originally thought that this operation would definitely fail, but he did not expect it to succeed. Years of treatment experience made the attending physician realize that before the patient was sent to the hospital, someone must have given her the first step of treatment. However, this simple first step is crucial, and it brings the patient back from the death line. Mrs. Chen, who had not yet entered the ward, paused. She turned back suddenly, looked at the girl in amazement. Her face was full of disbelief, and her voice suddenly increased. What are you talking about? You're welcome. Si nodded and smiled. Is the patient out of danger? Yes, thank you so much. The attending physician breathed a sigh of relief. I have some questions. Can I ask Miss Si for advice later? Sorry, I don't have the time. Si smiled, and she turned her head. Excuse me, police officer, if you put the crime on someone else's head for no reason, it must be a rumor? Can you be sentenced? The police officer was stunned for a moment, then subconsciously said, yes. What nonsense are you talking about? Hearing this sentence, Mrs. Chen's face suddenly flushed, and her arrogance was also extinguished a lot. But she never wanted to believe that Si not only didn't hit anyone, but saved them instead. She grabbed the attending physician's hand and said eagerly, Doctor, tell me carefully, what's going on? It's Mrs. Chen. The attending physician seemed to recognize her and nodded slightly. Sister Ling has a sudden illness this time, and the blood supply to the heart is seriously insufficient. If this lady hadn't given her first aid, even if she was sent to the hospital, we would be powerless. Having said this, the attending physician felt ashamed. He is also in his 50s. However, in the field of medicine, there are also talents. He still needs to learn more. The attending physician sighed and asked, did Mrs. Chen invite this young lady to thank her? Ah. Me, my. Madam Chen looked extremely embarrassed, her face flushed even redder, and she could not wait to find a seam to get in. There were nurses hurrying around, looking at her like thorns. Mrs. Chen, since the misunderstanding has been resolved, let's go back first. The police officer was also a little dissatisfied, but he was still polite. A waste of police force, there will be no next time. Mrs. Chen was even more embarrassed. She murmured, Officer, if I care about it, I will be confused. The police officer didn't want to listen to what she had to say anymore and left quickly. I'm going to change clothes. The attending physician was finally able to breathe a sigh of relief. He paid his respects to Si again. If Miss Si is free, please let me ask you for advice. Si neither nodded nor shook his head. She smiled, maybe. There was a lot of empty space outside the corridor. After the others left, Mrs. Chen became proud again. She took out a check from her purse, with a bit of impatience in contempt. Okay, you saved my sister, I want to thank you. It's 100,000, take it. The fact that SI fucking left the Zhou family is well known in the city's celebrity circle. 100,000 is a huge sum for SI fucking. Watching the girl accept the check, Mrs. Chen was even more contemptuous. Sure enough, there is nothing in this world that money cannot do. I have money. Si Fu tore up the check slowly and methodically, raised his hand, and sprinkled it down Mrs. Chen's head. She squinted her fox eyes and smiled, with a bit of wickedness. It's great. Madame Chen was confused. Madam, the housekeeper stepped forward, supported her, and said angrily, Miss, you are going too far. Si fucking was careless and went downstairs directly. There is something more extreme, do you want to try it? Madame Chen, who had regained her senses, was furious. The little bastard who was driven out by the Zhou family, show me your strength here. Very good, I will never forget about this matter. Celebrities, right? I'm waiting for you to rot and stink online. Madam, calm down, the housekeeper hurriedly comforted, the patient is still inside. Mrs. Chen's eyes flashed, okay, you wait here, I'll go take a look first. Outside the hospital. Si fucking just went down the steps. Wait. Please wait for Miss Si. The attending physician chased after him. I want to ask, how long has Miss Si been studying medicine? I'll do the math. Si fucking thought thoughtfully, I've learned it in games for decades. Attending physician. Miss Si, it seems that there is a disease called secondary school. But this does involve the other party's privacy, and the attending physician is not asking. This is my business card, Miss Si is always welcome. Si fucking waved his hand lazily and walked forward. Stab. Just then, a car made a big turn and stopped in front of her. Si fucking took a step. The rear door opened, and a familiar tall figure came into view. Si fucking bent down slightly. Boss, why are you here? Is this kind of thing worthy of Yu Xian's respect? Yu Xian looked her up and down, as if confirming something. After a few seconds, he leaned over, stretched out his hand and pressed the dull hair on the girl's head. The distance between the two was shortened in an instant. Moon Knight Cinnamon is also instantly strong. But Si fucking had murderous intentions. No, Sue, touch. Yu Xian's eyebrows moved slightly, followed her dull hair, and rubbed her hair directly this time. Si fucking smiled. Who is this? Did you make her grow taller on purpose? Si fucking took a deep breath and got into the car. When she was about to sit down, she quickly reached out and touched the man's waist. Firm, and warm. Yu Xian paused, and Rufeng's eyes sank a little. Si fucking looked at him calmly, I want to touch it too, it's a courtesy. I have to say, his muscles are very good, and he feels very good. This wave is fine. Feng-san. He saw something he shouldn't have seen, will he be silenced after he goes back? Seeing that Yu Xian didn't seem to have any major reaction, Feng-san hesitated for a while, took out his mobile phone, entered an internal contact group, and sent a message. If I see something I shouldn't see, will Brother 9 click me? This piece of news was like a deep water torpedo, blowing up all those who dived. You are finished. I didn't expect you to have today, Feng-san, just wait until it's over, I'll be able to protect the master when you're finished. Will the master chop or steam first? I think which one tastes better. What nonsense are you talking about? With the character of the master, give at most one look, and someone will drag you down. Please let me do this kind of justice to sanction Feng-san. Feng-san. No, there is a picture. He put away the phone indifferently, and decided to stand behind Si fucking in the future. Still safer here. Miss Si, don't be so good-tempered when you encounter this kind of thing in the future. Feng-san frowned, what are you going to do with them? Just call Brother Ju directly. This kind of trivial matter is easy to solve. The Chen family in Linkhong? What? Relax, I fucking lazily said. I just went to see if my medical skills have deteriorated, or else I made a mistake while treating the boss. It would be my dereliction of duty. Her money can't run away. Feng San was stunned. The doctor said that the person who brought the patient back from the line of life and death is Miss Si. Ashamed, Si fucking held his chin. Let's be so. Feng San pursed his lips. People here in Linkhong don't know Mrs. Chen's sister, but he knows it well. Mrs. Chen's heart is sick, and the doctors in Sijukan are helpless. Doctors have long concluded that once the disease breaks out, it will be powerless. Not everyone can accept a psychic witch doctor. It seems that Miss C's medical skills are indeed superb. Ninth brother, is that the end of the matter? Feng San frowned even more. Where is the Chen family? Yu Xian remained unmoved. Still on his elbows, he said slowly, I didn't say it, forget it. Merry Christmas, babies. WW. I have a premonition that we will be making dumplings together at school. Hope the epidemic will pass soon. TVT. It's snowing in Xi'an today. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 49. His tone was not high, but he had hidden power and had his own coercion. At this moment, the sense of tension and oppression struck instantly, and even Feng San's heart froze. He couldn't bear the aura emanating from Yu Xian's body. The veins on his hand holding the steering wheel jumped violently, and cold sweat broke out on his head. Ninth brother. I didn't say it. Si fucking leaned on the back of the chair, looking very relaxed. Sansan, let me tell you, as a human being, you must not repay your kindness. But others have stepped on your head again and again. If you still swallow your voice, they will definitely think that you are more bullied. Have you ever heard of Ren Shan being bullied by others and Ma Shan being ridden by others? Feng San. Wronged. He, just like before, routinely asked Yu Xian in official words. Who knows what the answer will be different? But at the same time, Feng San also breathed a sigh of relief. He had been with Yu Xian for so long, and he still couldn't figure out what he meant. Although Yu Xian is approachable, he is actually very unattainable and elusive. What's more, I've already given way. Si fucking sighed softly, regretting, it's a pity, they didn't seize the opportunity. Feng San wiped his sweat. Miss Si, it was my slip of the tongue, you taught me a lesson. Let's go to dinner first, Yu Xian said again, always lukewarm. Linjiangguo. Feng San responded and drove away. Si Fu tilted his head. Only then did she notice that what he was wearing was not luxurious, nor was it the low-key style of other noble brothers. It was truly ordinary, not a big name. But this ordinary suit was worn with a high-definition texture by him. The light fell and shone between his cuffs, reflecting a bit of mottled bewitchment. Si fucking was thoughtful. She hadn't deliberately understood Yu Xian's background. But Neng's surname is Yu, and his writing skills are very large, so naturally it can only be the family in Sijukan. She vaguely remembered Yu Tang's third brother, who was a luxury from head to toe. But Yu Xian's dignity is innate and does not need extra things to embellish it. It is true that the Yu family is the #1 wealthy family in the 49 cities, but such a temperament should only be nurtured by an aristocratic family. Si fucking looked away and collected his thoughts. 20 minutes later, the car stopped in front of Linjiangguo. Si fucking got out of the car first, and Feng San drove away again to the parking lot behind. Ching, Yu Tang, who had followed him all the way, ran over. Seeing Yu Xian's absence, he stepped forward immediately, and was moved again. I knew that the ninth uncle, who stepped on colorful clouds, would definitely be able to save you from bringing it out in dire straits. Si fucking. Colorful auspicious clouds, What are you doing? Yu Tang poked the girl's face full of collagen, and then poked again. Woo, it's so soft and good to squeeze. Si fucking grabbed her hand. Really, stop poking. Ching ching, promise me, let's not put on makeup. Yu Tang reluctantly retracted her hand. If you go out without makeup, you can definitely be called the #1 female star on the red carpet in the entertainment industry, wearing that ghostly makeup. Well, Si fucking didn't care, too good looking is also a trouble. Yu Tang got stuck and said, yes, the entertainment industry is quite dirty. If you look better, you will be sent to the Capitol's bed. Si fucking paused and smiled. Yeah, the entertainment industry is really messed up right now. No, it's not just the entertainment industry. Yu Tang lowered her voice. I told you, don't look at my ninth uncle, he has leg problems. There are many people who want to hook up with him. Do you know not Youngzi? Si fucking thought for a while, but found the name Youngzi from his memory. The popular Xiahua, a while ago, became popular on the internet because of a school drama, known as the National First Love. She raised her eyebrows unexpectedly. No, isn't she taking the pure route? Ching ching, there are still many things you don't know. Yu Tang snorted coldly. How many of those people in the entertainment industry are real? It's just for the sake of popularity. Like me, although I chase stars, but I only look at my face, I never really feel my feelings. As long as I run fast, I will never collapse my house. Speaking, Yu Tang was quite puzzled. No, aren't you an insider? Why don't you know anything? Si fucking said lazily, what kind of insider am I? There is such a poor insider as I am. That's right, Yu Tang whimpered again. Ching ching, you are so pitiful. If you are going to be squeezed by the workaholic of ninth uncle, I must tell ninth uncle and let him hide you. Don't. Si fucking was rarely choked. I have the ability to be self-reliant, and your ninth uncle and I are just money transactions. Okay, then I'll gossip with you again. In addition to this Youngzi and that Xia Sheng, she also wants to hook up with my ninth uncle. Yu Tang's voice was even lower, with a mysterious look, but my ninth uncle didn't even look at her, so she was thrown out. He didn't respond to so many women. Ching ching, do you think he can't do it? Si fucking coughed lightly. Miss you. Yu Tang still hugged her arm and rubbed. What's the matter? Si fucking raised his eyebrows. Behind you. What's wrong behind me? Yu Tang turned her head and patted her chest. Even if my ninth uncle is behind me, he can't stop me from saying he doesn't. Yu Tang's words were cut off. She had never felt that the world was so quiet before. The man didn't know when he came back. Sitting upright in a wheelchair, he is restrained and distinguished. Beside him, Feng San lowered his head, not daring to breathe, and the corners of his mouth twitched slightly. This Miss Yu Tang really dared to say anything. Yu Xian's eyes lifted slightly, neither happy nor angry. Yu Tang. Yu Tang was shocked, and a layer of sweat broke out on his back. Ninth uncle. After all, her ninth uncle will not hear what she said, right? Return to Sijukan. Yu Xian said lightly, I have no place to take you here. No. I don't want it. Yu Tang hugged Si fucking's waist tightly. I want to stick with Ching Ching. Don't break us up, you bastard. Yu Tang. Yu Xian's eyes were dark. Don't make me say it again. Feng San has already stepped forward. Miss, don't embarrass brother Ju. Yu Tang immediately stepped back, grabbed Si fucking's arm, and whispered, Ching Ching, help. Si fucking raised his head. Huh. How can she help? Si fucking thought of an excuse very seriously, and said sternly, I'm sorry, boss, I discussed gossip with Tang Tang just now, and I will definitely not discuss you in the future. You are a man of heaven and a man, and you can swallow mountains and rivers with anger, shock the world, and be unparalleled in the world, so don't care about us. Feng San. He really admired Miss Si, who was well spoken, and rainbow fart came as soon as she said it. Uzian's expression paused, but upon closer inspection, the color of her lips was always calm. As soon as the wheelchair turned, he was the first to leave. Feng San followed closely behind. Yu Tang's mouth opened into an O shape. Even her grandfather couldn't make her ninth uncle change his mind, but Ching Ching did it with just one sentence. Sure enough, she made the right choice. Yu Tang cheered, Ching Ching, you are so kind, I will repay you for being a bull and a horse. There's no need for that. Si fucking lifted the hair on his forehead, calmly, I want to see my black fans. Yu Tang. She silently took out her mobile phone and handed it over with some pain. There are dozens of black fan groups she has added, and the number of each group is about 2,000. Si fucking. Ken. She has been in the entertainment industry for 2 years, and she doesn't need a fan club. After all, she doesn't need it either. But with so many black fans, is it a bit too much? In addition to being too poor in business ability, wearing heavy makeup, and doing nothing harmful. Other male stars who cheated did not have as many black fans as her. Ching Ching, I swear, I've turned into a fan. Yu Tang burst into tears, I just forgot, I'll retire now. No. Si fucking curled his lips, you want to be an undercover agent? Yu Tang was at a loss. After a few seconds, she came back to her senses and clenched her fists. It sounds very emotional. Well, I'm an undercover agent. She happily hugged Si fucking's arm. The two entered the Linjiang house together and took their seats in the box that Uzian had ordered. Let me see what they have said these days. Yu Tang clicked on the biggest black fan group and was stunned. Ching Ching, why do these people say you entered the police station? Si fucking casually said, huh. The message was sent by the group owner and at everyone. Group owner is Si fucking dead today, received news from the front, Si fucking was taken away by the police at 2 o'clock this afternoon. It is said that he ran into someone and fled. He is now lying in the hospital. This time she really made a big trouble. Photo. Group owner is Si fucking dead today, come on. Let's celebrate Si fucking's exit from the entertainment industry in advance. At the end of the month, there are all kinds of votes to vote for Ching Ching. My mother sent me a document with the name on the subsidy for the closure of the city. I eagerly opened it and took a look. There was a "You want to be beautiful" emoticon package, me. Smiley face, you see this person is not too much. The nucleic acid I did at 2 or 3 in the morning this morning, the whole person is great at. See you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 50. Big news, really big news. Si fucking is thinking that he is not getting cold fast enough. How cold-blooded does it take to run into someone and then run away? He. She didn't have any qualities originally, she didn't go to high school anyway. Did you graduate from junior high school? 9 leak fish is still in the entertainment industry, hurry up. Si fucking withdraws from the circle, I will definitely send a red envelope to celebrate. More and more black fans jumped out, and the scolding became more and more ugly. Although Yu Tang joined the group before, he hadn't read it carefully, and only occasionally saw gossip and would happily eat melons. For her, the meaning of the entertainment industry is to make it easier for her to eat melons and be happy. She has never participated in the battles between star fandoms. She had never seen such scolding before. Yu Tang fought back angrily. Do you know the truth? Ching Ching didn't enter the police station at all, and she didn't run into someone and run away, but she fainted and went to save someone. You are spreading rumors. I will sue you. Ching Ching is not such a person, why do you say that to her? As soon as these words came out, there was a momentary silence in the group. After a few seconds, it exploded directly. Wow, fans of Si fucking, hurry up, be sure to take a group photo. Stunned, SI fucking still has fans, still mixed in, manage, kick out. Laugh to death, fan suijengju, it is estimated that you are also the garbage that will bump people and run away. The next second, a box pops up on the screen. You have been removed from the group chat by the administrator. Yu Tang was so angry that she almost dropped her phone, and more of a grievance. Her career as an undercover black fan group was forced to end before it even started. Woohoo, she really isn't the one to do this. Yu Tang turned her head aggrievedly, but saw that SI fucking was rubbing the little white dog's head with one hand, and took out the mirror with the other hand, looked at his face and sighed, "It's so beautiful." Yu Tang. She stammered, "Ching, ching ching, aren't you angry?" "I'm not angry." SI fucking raised his fox eyes and smiled a little. "You see that we will eat the best fish in Linjiang in a while, and the boss will be delightful in front of our eyes, how about them? I can only pick up the keyboard when I'm bored every day. In reality, I only promise to make a big deal on the internet. What do you think they can do?" Yu Tang felt relieved now. It seems like hey. She opened another black fan group, cracked a bunch of messages, and added a few pictures of the first-class food and 5-star hotels she ate abroad. "Have you seen it? Have you eaten? No. If you don't have it, work hard, don't be a keyboard warrior here, you will have no knowledge." Then she was kicked out again. Yu Tang. This is absolutely jealous. The door of the box was opened at this moment, and Feng San pushed Yu Xian in. Yu Tang immediately covered her mouth and moved cautiously in SI fucking's direction. Yu Xian sat down, rolled up his sleeves, and said in a low voice, "Are you taboo?" Just as Yu Tang was about to speak, she suddenly remembered that it might not be her being asked. SI fucking thought for a while, "Don't eat bitter gourd and coriander, I can still support myself pretty well." After all, she is used to drinking nutritional supplements, and once because of the experiment, she even lost her taste buds for a period of time. Yu Tang was shocked. "Ching ching, coriander is the most delicious thing, but you don't eat it. I will punish you." "Nonsense," SI fucking immediately retorted, "eating coriander is against humanity, and it is you who should be punished." Feng San held his forehead. "Miss SI, I really like to make trouble with Miss Yu Tang." Yu Xian seemed to laugh, very light and hard to catch. But Feng San could clearly feel that his mood was indeed much better. "Dishes come quickly." SI fucking took a bite of the fresh fish, and the fox's eyes lit up. She took another bite, looking very satisfied. Yu Xian noticed that she was eating happily, and nodded slightly, like this. SI fucking sighed and commented a little, "The taste is good, there is no fishy smell as expected, and it melts in the mouth. With the special sauce, it can show its umami even more, and the chef is good." Yeah, Yu Xian knocked off the table, 10 more. SI fucking. She was indifferent. "Boss, do you raise pigs?" Oh, hearing this, Yu Xian looked her up and down and smiled, "That's a little bit." "Ching ching, you're really thin." Yu Tang also said, "Eat more, it'll feel good to hold when you're fat." SI fucking. She believed Yu Tang's evil. "Ching ching, how did you keep it?" Yu Tang poked Xiaobai's ear curiously. "It doesn't have a butt, and there's no way to excrete it, can't it eat?" Thinking of the dog Pixiu who had eaten her several gold bars, SI fucking was expressionless. "Tang Tang, it's better that you don't know about some things. Let's talk." Yu Tang was even more curious. "I know and won't say anything. You know the theory of evolution, right? Creatures will gradually grow to adapt to the environment." SI fucking took it easy. "It doesn't have a butt because it eats with its mouth and pulls with its mouth." Yu Tang. She directly removed her hand. "Then it stinks. Noob. And ruin its reputation as a Pixiu. Damn dog owner ah. The youth training base is here." After SI fucking left, several trainees in the class had no intention of training. But under the leadership of Xiaoyu, the training went on as usual. The 4 trainees felt they had made the right decision. Sci-fucking was not as ignorant of singing and dancing as they thought, but was actually very strong. Coupled with Xiaoyu, who knows a little bit, they are making rapid progress. Brother Xie, something happened. Su Ziun ran up, looking anxious. A lot of fans have come to the training camp gate and asked Mr. Si to quit the show group. Xiaoyu narrowed his eyes and his expression lightened. He simply wiped the sweat off his body with a towel. You practice, I'll go down and have a look. The training camp is completely closed, and no one can come in without the permission of the program group. When this happens, the director and planner are also very big. The planner scolded directly, who allowed you to put them in at noon? Do you understand how much loss it caused to the show team? Ah! The staff member who was scolded blushed. That is the Chen family, and the person they want to question is Sci-fucking. I will, just. He always knew how to look at Winks, knowing that no one in the show group liked Sci-fucking, thinking that if she was taken away, she would definitely be happy. Stupid, the planner shouted angrily, have you got a big picture? Sci-fucking will be affected, but what about the show crew? How can this kind of thing be filmed? The staff's face was even more irritated, and they dared not say a word. Okay, there's nothing we can do about it now, the director smoothed out. Go and appease those fans first. You were fired. The planner was still very angry. Go to the finance department to settle the salary. After speaking, he ignored the pale-faced staff and hurried downstairs with the director. A lot of people gathered outside the training camp, all of them spontaneous fans. Among them, a few big fans are very famous, and they are hundreds of thousands or millions of casually cast. As soon as these fans came, the director immediately knew that something bad was going to happen. Everyone, please calm down, he stepped forward. Please believe that we will give you an explanation. Sci-fucking, as a mentor, not only does not have any professional ability, but also does not lead by example to teach students, but instead does this kind of thing without moral. Bottom line, the headed fans are cold. We asked her to quit the show. Is there any problem? The person who is talking is a big fan of Lu Yan, who has invested millions of dollars in Lu Yan, and everyone in the show team knows it. The circle in which this big fan of Krypton Gold belongs is also considered a rich circle, so even the show team will pay tribute. The director sweated profusely. Ma'am, we are holding an emergency meeting, which is already under discussion. We guarantee that there will be a result that will satisfy you. This is the first time the show team has encountered such a difficult problem. The director also has some regrets. If they had known about today, they really didn't need to keep Black Sci-fi in order to increase the popularity of the show, which caused these fans to hate her to the extreme. It's still debatable. What's there to discuss? Krypton Gold fan sneered. She should have quit the show a long time ago. Which tutor can her qualifications be compared with? As a result, you guys will keep it until now. I ask Sci-fucking to withdraw from youth, otherwise, I will call on the fans in the group to stop betting on the show. Let's see if your program team will continue to ask the insurance company to help you, and see if you can afford it. It's Monday, vote for Ching Ching. You guys are actually very interested in the title I made up in the book. Actually, I haven't seen this type 2333. The closed life is getting harder every day, and the schools and supermarkets are empty. There are also confirmed cases around me. My mood is complicated, and I am a little depressed. Babies who are also in Xi'an must pay attention to protection.